look at what's down there. How much of the culvert's still there? The culvert still remains on the berm side. It's pretty darn hard to get over there. This is one of Christian's favorite culverts because it's haunted. What am I looking for? Wet spots here? To me, it's got the same feel as all the abandoned canal. And because of the condition, of course, there's going to be an element of sadness. Everything's pretty wet. And I just got sneakers on, so I wasn't trying to get soaked, but there's a nice trail leading down here. This is a composite culvert. As you see, towpath side, there's really nothing left. But it does still travel under the canal. You can see how they cobble jobbed this. They got some beams down there. A couple pieces of steel going across. Hold the bank from caving in. That metal looks pretty old. And you got this here. I don't want to bend all the way over, so I'll take a look with the camera. I was just curious where it went. It doesn't look like there's light on the other side. This stuff looks just like cat litter. So that's looking west towards Chenango. And you can see because of the caved in culvert, they filled this part in. Gets pretty narrow right here. Like Clinton's ditch width. So these are all the blocks that were removed. It's too bad that stuff like this never is a priority with the state. Fixing stuff. Just build more bike paths, more pedestrian bridges to use that bike path. Because that's really the only thing that matters, right? Get no city folk out here riding their bicycles. To me, it's not important at all. Couldn't care less about them. You can see this was just regraded. In the last few months I've been seeing them working along this section. A crew has shaved this towpath down a little bit added this kitty litter type stuff. Because that's really important. You got to get a better trail for these bicycles. To me, I don't think they're all that important to this canal. They don't know anything about it. They don't spend any money. It's the trail mix crowd. At the locks, they're always looking for free stuff. They want to camp. They want water, you name it. They always want something. Don't really give all too much though, do they? But I'm gonna start coming at these son of a guns because we don't have any money to clean up this canal. Boy, the bike riders, we can take good care of them. Maybe they ought to make some housing for the bike riders so they could do some free camping. Because what's really important to this canal is getting these city people out here. What's kind of impressive to me is you look how far this embankment's been built up. It's a good 10 feet down there. See, the canal really has no importance whatsoever. Like shit like that, it's not even connected, it's just sitting there. They have a grounds crew that takes care of this, but they would have had to get off their tractor to do that. We wouldn't want that, would we? I mean, you got an amazing waterway here. Take a little bit of work to get this shit out of there, and people could be kayaking, fishing. I mean, you can add a good 5 feet of depth of water to that. Be much more impressive if it was full. So, unfortunately, rather than taking care of the canal, making it usable, I'm not saying to carry freight, but for boats, little kayaks, rowboats, canoes. Realistically, with some effort, you could take some real boats on this, but they don't want to do that. It's all about the bicycles. The yuppie crowd. And that makes sense. Taking care of their own. It's a very left-wing government in New York State, right? So it's all about taking care of the yuppies and the city folk. Don't matter about our history or finding some actual usages for this or preservation. Costs too much money, right? Everyone always wants to know, where's the money going to come from? But they don't worry about that when they're building a bridge to nowhere or a tunnel through a railroad embankment for $8 million. Doesn't matter. Can't have those liberals pedaling up a railroad embankment, right? Put a tunnel right through it. Don't matter if it costs $8 million. $8 million, it would fix this whole section. And it's not all about dredging either. More importantly, it's about restoring the feeders that have been destroyed along here. Chenango feeder, Limestone Creek feeder. Y'all keep voting for these lefty douchebags. haven't gotten any support from any of the experts, those curators for the Erie Canal, Heritage Corridor, Canal Corp. What's up, little fella? Where are you going? You gonna keep going, or are you gonna stop behind this tree? What's up behind the tree? You probably got a little home under there in the roots, huh? Oh, there he is. Little muskrat. What's up, dude? Are you cold? Oh, he's just cleaning his feet. I'd like to pet him. I want to see what that fur feels like. What's up, dude? I think he's eating that vegetation down there. Or he's thirsty. I wonder if that's the same one I just seen on the log. A little bit to the east. Alright, I'll leave you alone. Thanks for not being scared of me. So I'm starting to get annoyed with this crowd, as I was just talking about. These guys, they're freaking acting like vultures. They don't have any original thoughts. So they look at the stuff that I do, and then 3-4 days later they post the exact same thing, with usually a plug to their museum for more donations. So I've tried for a couple years, about 3 years. I support them, I post their stuff, I always put a positive spin on everything. Well, you get to a point where, what's the use? You're gonna cancel me? Maybe I'll start coming for your neck. Start exposing some shit. We'll see, I haven't made up my mind yet. More depends on how I feel at the moment. This moment, I'm ready to come for these fuckers. I think part of what irks me the most is these guys are getting paid in their cozy little offices, and they pretend like they're all so important and all so knowing. I don't know shit, I'll tell you that. I forget more than they'll ever know. No respect. I think that's part of what burns my ass. But to be honest, I shouldn't let it burn my ass. What I should let it do is fuel my ass. Fuel my ass to expose these fuckers for what they are. These guys ain't doing shit. They haven't done shit. Just an old rusty truck stuck in the mud. Shifting gears, they ain't going nowhere. And if you don't believe me, just look. This is one of the better sections. These people don't do shit. All they do is collect paychecks. Post-liberal bullshit. Find any way to spin it, to try to spread division. Naming tugboats Harriet Tubman. Why? Why are you naming that boat Harriet Tubman? You want to try to keep the division going, right? What does she have to do with the canal or with a tugboat? Absolutely nothing. Oh, she lived along the canal. A lot of people lived along the canal. what's got me all fired up? I'm not sure I want to get into that one yet. Because when I do, there ain't no one going back. I'm going to get these fuckers. I'm going to get them good. Or maybe I won't. Excuse my pronunciation, but I'm approaching this Canal bridge here. You can see on the berm side, it's how it was. You can see the twist wall right there. The twist wall is when you go from that slanted bank, slowly it twists until it becomes a vertical bank. So for the state to do these bridges as cheap as possible, you see they just filled in 2/3 of the canal there. Put a shitty little concrete bridge there. Excuse the smoke. Like I said, these dudes don't want the smoke, because when I bring it, I'm going to bring it. Ooh, nice job, guys. Beautiful sign, so much information, so well taken care of. And funny, I bet you that's a $5,000 grant right there. It's like a pork barrel fund they're all eating off of. State grants galore for nothing. Kind of like those $600 senator haircuts. But besides this shitty bridge, look how awesome that berm side embankment is. Leading right down to the twist bank like I had shown you. That dog better watch out. I'm awful grumpy. I'll bite him back. This is looking east towards Canastota. Pretty nice, right? I was only going to head to the west. I'm going to go a little bit down this eastern side. So I see some of the embankment on the berm over here is busted up pretty good. Take a look at that. I don't see any of the abutment for the previous bridge. Damn trains. can tell from all this vertical bank that there was something here, factory. There was some reason for boats to stop. You wouldn't build that just as normal embankment, riprap. It's a stone bank built for a reason. Pretty sad to see that go like that. It's got no value for the lefty New York that's been running this place into the ground for the last 100 years. Oh, it's raining now. I'm gonna bounce. Pretty wide over here. Alright, let's get up out of here. If you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. That stuff's all falling into the water because of the trees and the roots. This is one of the things that makes New York special. But let's not worry about that. More bike trails. I just said that all that vertical bank, stone walls were built for a reason, right? Didn't take long to see this right here. Wonder what that was. Pretty cool. Goes this way a little bit more too. You can see more of the foundation over there. It's got a seam and it's thin. It's not that old. I keep trying to get out of here, but I get sucked back in. Oh, there's much more of it over here. So, looks like I've just been assigned some homework. Find out what this is. There's more garbage in here. Very common for the old canal during the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. To be used as a dumping ground. Sadly, that's what most people remember too. They think it was like this when it was operational. No, they just started dumping garbage in it when it was abandoned. Ancient treasure. Not. What we got here? It's got a seam on it. A lot of garbage in there. Let's see what's right about here. There's a She was right on the towpath.